I still intend to make the video about how to save yourself from a fire. Because to me, that video is very important, and I believe to God that video is very important. And because it's for your salvation, and God wants you to save yourself and save the people around you, save your family from that fire. And it's not that He just wants to punish you, but He wants you to do what's right. He wants to push you to do the right thing. And usually, people don't get it until they are punished. This video is about taking care of yourself. It is important. I don't put it above salvation, no. But still, it is important information, I believe, to know. Or I should say, helpful information. And whether you know it or not, I wouldn't know. But if I didn't know, I would want someone to tell me. And this is your choice whether you want to do this or not. This is just a suggestion. This is what helped me and my family. And I'm just giving it to you. Suggesting it to you. This is for like the days we are in right now, which is we are in winter. And it's been getting really cold lately in winter. Just to me, it's been getting colder and colder. And just like in the summer, hotter and hotter. And people are catching like colds and flus a lot. And excuse me, I just would like to say something to help out if I can. And I don't have a cold right now, but for some reason my throat is really dry. I probably need water. But I would like to make one about how to help, like remedies to help for cold and flu. And not saying 100% this will work, because all is up to God and what He decrees and what He wills to work. I don't believe in medicines or anything helping you, because God is the one that helps you. God is the one that heals you. And He allows it to work if He wants it to work, you know. But God did bless us with herbs. And that is what I'm talking about, is herbs right now. And to me, herbs are more better for you than just taking any normal medications that the pharmacy or anything gives you. And I'm not saying don't take it, but I'm just saying this is my beliefs and my thoughts. That to me, they are just helping you in one area. But trust me, to me, that bullcrap is just gonna mess you up in the meantime. It's just gonna affect you worse in different areas. It may help you in this one area, but then all suddenly tomorrow you're gonna have cancer. Because that's how it is, because they want you to keep coming back to feed you more medicine so they can make money. These people don't care. These people are heartless. These people care about money and what they want. And how can I trust these people? But I can trust God, who made these herbs and who loves me, and I believe that they work better just from facts with my own self. I believe for years, you know, when my dad talked about herbs and stuff like that, and before I didn't know anything about that at all. But when he taught it and when he, you know, let us try it and stuff, then it actually helped me, and it's been years. Thank God, you know. And it's because God let it work. But I am grateful that He told me anything about it, because I can't rely on anybody but God and what He made. And He made these things, I believe, to help you. He made herbs, plants, fruits, everything He made to help you. He wants you to eat right. It's not all this crap that they're giving you, and you don't know what they're putting in it. That's why it's better to grow your own food. It's better to raise your own food. Not get anything from them. Because everything that you get from them is cursed. Everything you get from them, you don't know what they're putting in it to kill you, because they don't care. All they want to do is just to make a profit. And yeah, I'm going on a rant. But yeah. So I wrote right here just to make sure, keep myself in a safe line, that I'm not saying this is guaranteed to work. That ain't come out my mouth. And if you cannot take it or feel unsafe to take it, then please don't take it. Especially if you cannot take it, don't take it. This is what works and have worked for me. But if you use this method, it is your choice and your decision, and I am not liable for that. I am no doctor. Just did my own research and giving the suggestion of what worked for me and my family. And actually, my dad did most of the research. But I recently just looked into herbs again just to see anything else they said about it. And pretty much everything that my dad told me is what they say, you know. And it works. And I guess I'll get to the point here. So this is garlic, and when I see garlic, I don't think, oh, this helps with flu and colds. No, this just looks like what helps for high blood pressure, because the first thing that I remember my dad teaching me is that garlic is better for you than taking something like aspirin or something like that, because not that saying that you shouldn't take aspirin, I'm just saying it actually works better. And for me, since I get high blood pressure all the time, then it actually gets rid of my headaches quick. And just try not to overdo it, because it can affect you if you overdo anything, I guess. But it actually helps get rid of my headaches. But it also helps for colds and everything like that. Like if you it may say some things right here. I actually just got this picture and pasted it right here, but you know, it says that, you know, it helps with respiratory and infections of the nose and throat. It helps. And here's the things that I wrote down from what I've researched, is that garlic helps prevent colds, regulate your sugar levels, helps high blood pressure by cleansing your arteries of their deposits. And this is the type of stuff you need. I mean, especially if you have any diabetes or anything like that, you really need to regulate your sugar levels, and this actually really helps. And it helps, you know, with your colds and stuff. I actually didn't know that until, since I drink garlic a lot, because I'm always getting, every 5 seconds I'm getting a headache. I could just eat a piece of egg, then I get a headache for some reason, and eggs raise my blood pressure to the sky. And all of a sudden, it's like my face starts hurting, and I feel like I'm about to have a stroke or something. Headaches are very, very dangerous. So the moment you have a headache or anything, don't play with that. You need to go take something right away. And that's what my dad always told me, don't play with headaches, because you're gonna next you know, you're gonna wake up with a stroke. And it's gonna happen so quick. And you don't play with that. So right away you should always take something, whether it's aspirin, whether it's, you know, whatever. Something to help it. Me, I do the garlic, and I'm going a bit off topic, but I do want to just suggest, because it helps with both, actually. It helps with colds and it helps with blood pressure, so it's like a good blend for both. Like, it helps with both at the same time. So if you got a cold and you got a headache, then it helps, which happened to me a lot. But this is what I wrote down, is that I will peel like 2 or 3 cloves of garlic and have a blender, blend it up, put some water in it. Simple. Usually have bottled water, put it in there, and make a bottle of garlic juice. Just blend it up. And of course, get all the pulp and stuff. I strain all out. That's nasty. You don't have nothing floating in there. But yeah, you get all that and drink it. It works to me better when you drink it. But also, what I used to do is chop up the garlic into small dices and then take a spoonful of it. Usually I take more than 1 spoon, probably about 2 up to 3. Usually be like a small amount of each spoon, and because I don't want to overdo it. But yeah, to me it works faster when you take it in a bottle. I take a bottle of it, like juice, garlic juice, and or I usually just call it garlic water, because it ain't nothing like juice to me. It's nasty. It burns your throat, and sometimes it hurts your stomach, because especially if it's strong. So you probably don't want to make it too strong, but just strong enough to taste the burn. Know what I mean? It really works though. And usually, if the headache doesn't go away, sometimes I'll take another one. But you have to be careful because it kind of works with your sugar levels too. That you don't want it to drop or anything like that, or your blood pressure to drop dramatically, and then you get all cold and stuff. So you got to be careful. You just want it to stay out of balance, you know. And moving on to turmeric. I don't like turmeric. First of all, when it gets on stuff, it turns everything yellow. And secondly, it's because I just don't like the taste of it. It's nasty. Sometimes, especially when I'm eating food. When it's too much of it, it's nasty to me. But you have to bypass and push aside nasty and think about your health. Your health is what matters. It's not about what it tastes like. And that's always how to tell myself. Got that from my parents, that don't worry about the taste. You just have to take it and you feel better. You know? Because it's just spoiled when you worry about things like that. And then when it comes to it, if you want somebody to take something and they just worried about the taste, so they're like, that's nasty, then you're going to be mad at them because it's like, you need to get better. So, I've been there before. And that's why I just try to just take it. And as you see, there's things written here. I know it says that it works better, actually, when you combine pepper and turmeric together. You guys probably already know that. But just saying, if anybody doesn't. It actually works very great. And, yeah. This is what I wrote. Is that turmeric is an anti-inflammatory. And it helps if any area in your body is inflamed or anything. Is really helpful for that. And to me, a lot of your aches and pains and stuff, hard to move around, your joints hurt and everything, it's just your body is inflamed. And when you take that, it like heals you. You know, the good food heals you. Even though it tastes nasty, it heals you. It's good for you. And I don't like it, but it helps. And I also say it also helps regenerate the brain cells. And helps with lung cancer, and also and it's also rich in vitamins such as iron, manganese, potassium, vitamin C, and B6, which to me, vitamin C and B6 is something you really need, you know, when you have a cold or anything, especially vitamin C. It does you really good. So things that have vitamin C in it, like pineapple juice, stuff like that, orange juice, I think, then you should drink stuff like that. It really helps, you know. And that was turmeric, and this is lemon water. I like lemonade, but sadly I can't drink too much of it because I'll get like heartburn, but still I drink it anyways because it actually is helpful. Just saying, don't do that though. At least if you have to, then just drink a little, you know. Don't, you know, because heartburn is a terrible thing, trust me. But if you can drink a lot of it, then drink a lot of it. But there's other things that actually helps the same as lemon juice, but this is one of the things. And lemonade is awesome. It tastes good, so easy. And it says lemon juice stimulates the immune system, gets the immune system to working, and it helps fight off colds because it is rich in vitamin C. And see, vitamin C. Something else with vitamin C is also contributes to the proper functioning of the immune system by hydrating it. And that's what you need. You need your immune system hydrated. You need to stay hydrated in general. So if you are having any cold or any flu or anything like that, you need to drink a lot of fluids, because that is one of the things. It's like, it seems to me like it dehydrates you and it makes you weak, and you know. And where was I? Okay. It also contributes to the proper functioning of the immune system by hydrating it and provides the fluids that the body eliminated. See? So, they've proven my words that obviously it eliminates the fluids in your body when you are sick, it seems. I don't know, but I believe that. This is helpful. So, that is lemon juice. And this is ginger. I love ginger a lot. Not just chewing on it, but I like it like ginger tea. And this is what this here is. Here is ginger tea. And you can read these things right here. I didn't fully read everything it says right here, but I know whatever it says more than likely is helpful to you. I read some things, but I just kind of just wrote down my own thing down here. But yeah, based off of research, ginger is very helpful and it's strong, but it helps with actually a lot of things. I know one of the things it helps with is when you have like supposed to help you when you have heartburn, or believe it helps with toothaches, but I'm not 100% sure about that, so don't take my word for it, man. This is what I wrote. It says ginger helps prevent and cures colds, which is amazing, and relieves nausea, which I know if you're anything like me, you really hate feeling that throat feeling. I hate that. So I actually didn't know that. It's like when I looked it up, I was like, I didn't even know it relieved nausea. I know it helped with colds, but I didn't know that. And it helps with coughs, which, my God, I hate coughs, especially when it can cough. This is horrible. Cause your throat to be all that scratchy. Boy, I hate that, and it hurts. And keep coughing, and it just feel like a tiger scratch your throat. And fatigue. That's what I mean. It's like, for some reason, it seems like when you have a cold or something, you get all tired and you get muscle aches and pains, you get weak. But yeah, it helps with all of this. So it says fatigue, muscle aches, and pains. Also relieves inflammations. This is what you need. Because it seems like even when you are cold, it's like your body is inflamed or something. Something like you have an infection in your system and you need to get it out, but it will help you. And it'll help you in general. Because, you know, if you're having any joint problems or muscle aches or anything else, usually that is from inflammatory. And if you take that, then usually it helps you. At least me. I'm not saying it'll help you, but if God wills, it will help you. And ginger contains no less than 12 types of antioxidants, which greatly helps to fight against many ailments. That is great. And this is what I wrote, because actually with these three things, which is ginger, we got our lemon, and we got our turmeric. So let me repeat that again. We got our turmeric, we got our lemons, and we got our ginger, folks. So we got these three. Repeat it with me. We got our ginger, we got our lemons, we got our turmeric. Alright. These three things combined helps. So this is what my father taught me to do. Actually, the whole family. Is this because he was, you know, he likes this type of stuff. He's into the healthy stuff. So, it says, this is what I wrote. This is what I do. Not saying you have to, but this is what I do. Is I peel the ginger. Doesn't have to be a lot because it's very strong, and I preferably use the peelings as well because it makes it stronger. Because me, I like it to be strong, but also to me, the stronger the better. It helps. The more you get all of that ginger juice out of there, helps. And so that's our ginger. And with that, usually, you know, I add the turmeric. It could be turmeric powder, as I wrote, or pill turmeric, like turmeric root. Not pill turmeric, but yeah. Pill turmeric or get turmeric powder and put it inside of a big pot of water. So you should have like a big pot of water, because usually you need a lot of it. I try to drink a whole lot. It really helps stress. And a whole lot of this stuff. And yeah, so where was I get lost sometimes. Oh, peel turmeric or get turmeric powder and put it inside of a big pot of water along with the ginger. So along with the ginger, you put it all together and you boil that mess for about an hour or longer. Thing is, what that is, yeah, the more it boils, the stronger it is. But you can actually just boil it for like an hour or a half an hour. The next day would usually be strong, because the more that if you leave the turmeric peelings or the ginger peelings in there, it gets stronger. If you leave it overnight, you wake up, it's going to be really strong. Sometimes it gets too strong, but it is still good. And or you could take it out if you want, but me, I leave it in to make it stronger. And after it cools a little, or at least warm, then squeeze at least 6 to 10 lemons. Usually put a lot of lemons, because to me lemons are very helpful. and tastes good. Actually, the combination to me tastes good together. And oh yeah, you put that in your pot of ginger and turmeric. And then, I don't like bland stuff, and I know most people don't, but you just have to sip on nasty stuff all day. That's just not my preference. But I usually add honey, but you can add sugar. Because I know some people probably don't like honey, and it's not. People think that honey is not as sweet as sugar, but actually honey is supposed to be sweeter than sugar. But sometimes I do beg to differ of that, but in taste. But honey is more good for you, and honey is also healing for you, and honey is actually supposed to help with cold and flus as well. So if you put that in there, then boom, you have a pot of healing. And that's why I usually use honey, but you can use sugar, still works, especially if you don't have honey. Or you could just drink it bland if you just like the bland stuff. I don't like the bland stuff. And that's what I wrote. I will personally add honey because it helps boost your immunity. That's what it does. It helps boost your immunity, people. So drink up. And lastly, as I wrote, drink it. It's best to drink it while it's hot to clear any mucus in your throat, which is true. It is best to drink it, and it just like heats up all that nastiness out of your body. You know what I mean? And that is a separate thing from what I'm about to read right now. See, what I have here is salt, sugar, and baking soda. I know it sounds very strange, maybe to some of you, maybe not to everybody, but these 3 ingredients and water is a home remedy for hydration. You need to stay hydrated. As I wrote, it is very important to stay hydrated. The flu will keep you dehydrated. You know, I need to say that again. The flu will keep you dehydrated, which it does. I'm trying to tell you it's very important. And like, even I don't have a flu right now. For some reason my mouth is like really dry, but it'd be drier when I got it. So you need to stay hydrated, and it's going to keep you dehydrated. So this is homemade remedy for hydration. I believe I looked this up, or actually my mother looked this up, and I believe I just actually remember the recipe from the top of my head, but I'm not. You need to look it up yourself to make sure that is actually right, because I don't want to tell you put too much of this or that, and then all of a sudden you get a bad headache and you die or something. So don't, just take it with a grain of salt, literally. Okay, that part was joke, but yeah. So this is actually symptoms of dehydration. And you can just do this normally, not when you just have a cold or anything like that, because for me, and I actually get dehydrated a lot. And like, I'm probably dehydrated right now as I speak, and that's probably why my mouth is dry. But yeah, this is the things I wrote from what happens to me. I know that maybe if you look it up, it will have more symptoms of dehydration. But yeah, these are the things that happens to me. So I wrote heart palpitations, which, it means like your heart beating off weird or out of the norm. And that happens to me. My heart will be weird, out of the norm, fast, or I don't know, just weird. Skipping a beat, stuff like that. It skips beats a lot when I'm dehydrated. And I'll have fatigue, so I'll be very tired a lot. Sometimes it's not even I'm sleepy, sometimes it's just in my body, like my body feels tired, or I feel weak and like I can't do anything, or I don't have the same strength. Sign of dehydration. And the nasty one is diarrhea. That is nasty. There's nothing more to be said about that. I don't even want to go in detail about it, but it's diarrhea. You know what it is. I mean, but it happens when you're dehydrated. And if you don't like the nastiness, then you need to do something about it. And cold skin or cold hands. Usually for me, my fingertips get cold, or just my whole entire hand gets cold when I'm dehydrated. Sometimes it'll be my arms and my hands, but usually that's where it goes in my hands. I don't know why. It goes in my hands, and also I did not add. That's probably why I put cold skin. It's because it goes on my forehead. That's one of the main places is my hands and my forehead. I touch my head and it feels like cold sweat. And sometimes I'm hot, but now I'll touch my head and it feels cold, like a small coldness there, and then it feels like cold sweat. And it's nasty, you know, like a nasty feeling. And sometimes it would like be a small pain in my head. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes it's just cold feeling in my head, and that's key sign that I'm dehydrated. Usually one of the worst signs for me, because that definitely means I'm dehydrated. And for other people, I didn't add this either, but for other people, they will have where their skin gets like, when you pinch it, it stays up. Like it gets like real, I guess it gets real dry and yeah. So yeah, you need to check that as well. That don't really necessarily happen to me, but it may happen to other people. And dry mouth is what I have right now. Yay! Dry mouth is one of the things that happens. And cramps. Oh, I hate cramps. I remember, funny thing, I was a kid. The first time I got a cramp, I thought I was dying because it was so bad. And I know that's silly, but for some reason, as a kid, you just think these strange, imaginary, amazing things, I guess. But when you get older, you're just stupid. But yeah, when cramps are horrible. I used to get them all the time in my legs. Now it's slowed down because I've learned where it's coming from. You need to drink a lot of water. Sometimes you need to stop drinking so much sodas, so much juice, stuff like that, and drinking less water, because that is going to make you dehydrated. That is going to give you a bladder infection. That is going to give you a kidney infection. So yeah, and that's going to cause you cramps. You need to drink more water, probably more than anything else. And weakness is the last one on this list. So yeah, I think I said that already when I said fatigue. Is that you get like really weak and exhausted, and I don't feel like getting up, and I don't know, that happens to me. It's like I feel like when I go do any work or anything, it's so hard on me because I'm so weak. And yeah, for me sometimes it's weakness, and then sometimes it's I get dizzy, or I start seeing blurry. Sometimes that is it, or I get that happens to me too. So check that too. Sometimes it's not your blood pressure. Sometimes, not saying all the time. So don't rule out garlic or anything else you need to take if your head starts hurting. But sometimes it may be, because to me it feels different. But sometimes it may be you're dehydrated when your head hurts bad, because sometimes it's like almost I can tell the difference, I guess because it happens so much that when I get high blood pressure I can tell the difference when it's something else, like besides just normal regular high blood pressure headache. But sometimes it's due to dehydration. Yeah, and this is the whole remedy for dehydration, which is to get you hydrated. I'm gonna say it again, I'm not exactly sure exactly what it says online, so you look it up yourself if you want to try this. But this is what I've been doing, and I believe I got it memorized from when my mother told me to do this. And it works, actually. So, number 1 on the list is 4 tablespoons of sugar. You need that sugar in your body. And as your body is made of water, it's also made of salt. So you are going to need some salt in your dang body. Not too much where you kill yourself, but this is supposed to be 2 teaspoons. Don't mistake it as tablespoons to kill yourself. It's 2 teaspoons, 2 small teaspoons. Sometimes I put less. So I put a little less because I'm worried about that. Because I get high blood pressure easy. I could imagine if anybody else is like me. It's horrible. I had to be careful of every little thing I eat. Sometimes the food is not salty to like my brother or sisters or anything like that, but then it would be salty to me or something. Or if it's just slightly too seasoned well for me, then I'll get a headache. It's just so annoying. So even with this, sometimes I put a little less for myself, but I believe the original thing is 2 teaspoons of salt. And for minimal pot of water. The best way I can measure it, because I don't know the measurements on top of my head right now, but like a coffee pot full of water. That's how much water I use. And if not that, then like a small pot of water. Then this would be good for it. Or if you want to measure it, because this is also what I measure it with, is 3 bottled waters. 3 bottled waters, usually I use this much amount of or a little more, but usually about 3 bottled waters makes about a coffee pot full, I think, and a big coffee pot full. And lastly is 1 teaspoon of baking soda. But me, and particularly, even when it's 3 bottled waters of a pot of water, I use less baking soda because first off, when I use a lot, it makes the whole thing taste like you went fishing and you got a bottle of water out of out of the freaking sea or something, or out of the lake. It's just nasty. It just tastes so, I don't know. Baking soda tastes like fish to me. So yeah, only I use a little less, but you can use however much it says, because not however much you want, because that'll kill you. 1 teaspoon is good, but I use a little less than that on a teaspoon. And what we do with this is add this, as I said, to a small pot of water. I set the measurements as in, like, you can measure it with 3 bottled waters or like a coffee pot full of water. Then you heat it up to a boil, or when it's just hot. But you have to make sure it heats up and it gets all in there. I believe it works better when it's heated up. And you stir it and you drink it. And you can drink 1 to 2 bottles. Don't overhydrate yourself, though, because that'll kill you also. Just do enough. Usually like a bottle of water is good enough for me. And I don't know if that'll be too much for you, but for me it's like a bottle of water, or a bottle of it or 2 is good. Hydration. So this is the hydration. And next thing you saw was very bright. So let's see what that is. Oh, the sun. So don't be a vampire. You need sunlight. That sounds funny. But sunlight helps to dry out. Okay, I'm coughing too much. Okay. Sunlight helps to dry out all of the cold and mucus out of your body. Which it does. But don't kill yourself going out in the sun, because you can have a heat stroke. So don't just wander about for hours in the sun, or just jump up and down and work hard in the sun and kill yourself. That's dumb. But maybe sometimes I just do a lap in the sun, like just walk around my yard, just a little bit, or just take a short walk somewhere, and just a short walk, and then short walk back to my house. And because it helps dry out the cold and the mucus out of your body, and it makes you feel better, actually. Because sometimes I felt like really dang sick, and if I'm not mistaken, it gives you vitamin D. And I wrote that just in case, because I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it's vitamin D or vitamin C the sun helps you with. You can look that up for yourself. I'm not sure which one, but it helps you. And it was like I said earlier, don't just sit in the sun and die of a heat stroke, but at least get up and walk for a little bit in the sun every day to clear that mucus. And when you have a cold or anything, it's not good to just sit about. It's good to rest, but don't just lay there all day. That's what I'm trying to say. It's good to get up and get a little bit of exercise, It makes you feel better. For me, suggestions, not saying you should do it. Here it is. These are cartoon lungs, but lungs is what it's about. And it's what I wrote is spit out the mucus. Every time you feel any thick spit in your throat when you are sick, like any thick spit or mucus or anything, especially if it has blood in it, you probably need to take some antibiotics or anything like that. Or go see your doctor. But yeah, spit it out into a trash bag or somewhere disposable. I know it sounds really sick, but the more that you swallow that stuff back down, like if you feel any mucus coming up or spit or anything coming up, and you just keep swallowing it back down, that's going to keep you sick. I've learned that. So as soon as it comes up, you may not be able to do it every time, especially if you're busy and stuff, but if you have anything like empty around you, not anybody's empty stuff, but if you have something that's like trash or trash can or something like that around you, or a bag or something, you should keep it around yourself so you can spit it out. And as I say, if you keep swallowing it back down, it will keep you sick and believe it or not, it will get into your lungs. I'm not 100% 100% sure on that, but that's what I believe. Like, it seems like it's gonna fill in your lungs or something, and which will make it hard to breathe in without coughing. So it's just gonna keep filling up, and then it's just every time that you breathe or suck in air, you're just gonna keep, coughing and coughing. You don't want that. And if you have like a flu or anything or a cold, you want to take care of that, because you don't want it to affect your lungs. Not saying it ever has done that to me, but I have heard that it can do that, and I'm not 100% sure, like, on the true facts of that, but I believe it can, so I believe you should be careful. And that's what I wrote. In the long run, it will fill up in your lungs, so you won't be able to cough up any more mucus, and then you'll eventually die by drowning in the lungs, I guess. Because once it fills up, then how are you going to breathe? Because you need your lungs to breathe, So, not saying on how true that is, but that's what I believe. And next thing is stay warm, Israel. Is don't risk walking barefoot on the cold floor, even in your houses. If the coldest floor, if you are cold, you need to get a jacket. I mean, I'm saying it dang straight. You need to get a jacket. You need to get a cover. That's what always my parents used to tell me, still tell me. My mom still tells me, and my family still tells me. I need a jacket, and I need to keep socks on, and or house shoes. You need to keep something on your feet, because if you just walk on a cold floor, you're gonna get a cold. Cold brings cold. So you need to keep that on. And if you don't have any house shoes, if you don't got socks, then you should have socks. But I wrote, if you don't got that, then your work shoes. Then walk around in your work shoes. Then walk around in the shoes you wear to go places. But put something on your feet. And the other thing I put is stay out of the rain. Don't just stay out in the rain and play in the rain and then get sick. Gotta take care of yourself. I know we like to take risks, but we shouldn't. Some of us like to take risks. And I believe this is the last thing, which is don't breathe in too much cold air. And of course you know why. I believe when I breathe in too much cold air, I start feeling sick, and it affects my nose right away. It starts running and getting snotty and stopped up. So here are the things, and I'll just do a quick reminder. It's garlic juice, and turmeric ginger tea with lemon in it, and hydration. So these are the things that we have besides this: sunlight and taking care of your lungs and staying warm. So hopefully this video has been helpful to you, and I will try to write this stuff in the comments, just in case you want to try it. You don't have to, and I know you don't have to. You make your own choices. I just don't want to be liable if anything happens to you, or I don't want to be it to be my fault if it makes things worse for you. If you believe it's going to make things worse for you, please do not try it. I'm only saying it to help you. Then you don't want it to have the opposite effect. You know what I mean? So that is it for now. Hopefully this video has been helpful for you. I still intend to make the other video, but thanks for watching, and that's all, Israel.